Things. I'm your host, Rebecca Turner. Don't forget, you can listen to Good Things. We are streaming live over at SuperTalk.fm. We're also streaming from that SuperTalk Mississippi app and your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. But don't forget, you can watch us too. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. You'll see I'm not in the studio today. In fact, I'm coming to you live from Brandon for their Jubilee Days. It is a weekend celebration for families. You get carnival rides, you get delicious treats, you get some concerts, I think, and vendors for shopping. But the guy who would know what all is going on is Mayor of the City of Brandon, Butch Lee. So welcome, Butch.
Thank you.
I want to say welcome back, too. I think it's been a minute since you've joined us here on Good Things, but you've been busy.
Yes, and we need to shorten that distance next time. You only missed one thing. You only missed one thing in that introduction, and that was the 10K race that we're going to do here.
I only missed, okay, and that's the 10K race, and I think there's a 3K race, too.
Actually, I learned a long time ago that a 3K will turn into a 6K when you blink your eyes. A lot of people want to walk it twice, but that's okay.
Okay, so what's happening? So Jubilee Days has become kind of a fixture in the Brandon community over the last couple of years, Butch. It's no stranger. This is my hometown, so we always look forward to it, and it feels like each year you guys are adding something else to it, growing it, whether it's growing it another day or growing it in terms of adding the shopping and now sort of the 5K. Do y'all see that? Is it just continuing to become kind of like a weekend festival or destination
getting
for
away
families?
from one day and turning into actually the fire chief came up with Jubilee Days, so a multitude of days. And you're right, we are adding things, and even this weekend there's a rodeo going on at the Rankin County Pavilion just around the corner, and we'll continue to add things. Last weekend the Master Gardeners of Rankin County had their annual plant sale. Next year, we'll be talking to them to kind of bring that into line with us. And so we're kind of working toward a county fair or spring fair type environment with a multitude of things going on over a week.
Well, we've always appreciated the timing of it because it's right here, right before school ends. So it's kind of that celebration of wrapping up a school year right before summer gets dog hot, too hot for summer days, or you get off into your summer vacations. So y'all really have the City of Brandon poised this to kind of be like that kickoff to summer or that wrap-up celebration. Was that also intentional, Butch?
Yes, it's very much intentional. See, the rides, I want to brag on them. Where we have that set up over there, it's unlike a lot of other places, it's really only one way in and one way out. So you're protected on one side by a pond, you're protected on the back by security and trucks, and you're protected on this side by AT&T fiber optic lines. So you got one way in, one way out. That gives parents, especially young mothers, a little extra security to know that their children aren't going to run off. There's not anybody coming in nefariously or something like that.
And we appreciate the vastness of the Mississippi State Fair, but this is a much more intimate sort of setting. So you do have a little bit more freedom for their kids, especially if you've got older ones or younger ones, to keep the eye on. You go get on this ride, I'm going to go take the little one to this one, and you can kind of have your eyes set on anyone, but not so small that it's not worth your time or energy to come, because the kids definitely have enough to ride and sort of do.
So that's the moms and the small children, and then for the older folks, we've got 2 shows. This first year we've been trying to do 2 shows on a Friday and Saturday since we started this. It happened this year with Gavin Adcock and Allison Cross. It's going to be 2 great nights out here. Looking forward to that.
Is there still time to get tickets and things for Allison tonight?
Yes. Of course, she's tomorrow night.
Oh, she's tomorrow night. Okay, It's Friday night, Rebecca. Get your days.
No. That's all right. Well, it's just there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. So who's tonight?
Gavin Adcock.
And there's still tickets and availability for that as well. Can people get those online, or would they need to come here?
They can get them online, but I'd suggest they get them here. There's still plenty. I'd get them at the window when you come in.
Save a little on those fees.
That's right, those convenience fees. So if you don't mind paying convenience fees, get online and get them at thebrandonAmphitheater.com, or you can walk up to the window here and pick them up.
So let's talk about tomorrow morning. You going to get out? Are you going to run the 10K or walk the 3K twice?
Actually, I'm going to be in an ATV leading the lead runners. We have clearly marked this with big red arrows all the way through the route. So a 10K is actually 6.2 miles, and it'll start right here in front of the Gate A, and it will end right here in front of Gate A.
So, and that is a trail run, which is a little bit different than being like an asphalt or a road race. But those trails in itself, but you and the City of Brandon worked really hard to develop, recognize what that could bring in terms of opportunity, considering you had the space. How long have y'all been working on getting those trails to where they can host things like the 10K and the Christmas lights?
Well, let's set the Christmas aside. The vast majority of these trails has been done as we have time and work on it. So a lot of volunteer work has gone into it. The Tri-County bike folks, mountain bike folks, have done some of the work for the bike trails. But we've built roads all through here, and you're right. This is running on asphalt, running on concrete sidewalks, a lot of off-road and running on unimproved roads. So narrowest places through the woods and shady places up and down and all around, and it's a true cross-country type run.
Well, and the Brandon Cross Country team will be out here come June and July, early in the morning, running on those trails. So we appreciate that. But a lot of folks are coming out to enjoy it tomorrow. Is this the first time adding the trail run and the 3K?
We did a 5K last year. It worked okay. It would be better this year, and I've tied in the Mayor's Youth Council as volunteers and that type of thing. But the system kind of run on its own right now. So as long as those lead runners will keep up with that buggy.
That's you.
And that's me.
As long as you go slow enough.
Well, that's right. And we'll have a safety vehicle behind them just in case there's a sprained ankle or something. We'll have a way to get them back here.
And as long as you stay in front of that last one, you make it across.
That's right. So we're also giving 4 tickets to the House and Cross concert to both the male and female winners of that race. So look forward to that as well, and give them a little VIP package, access to parking, and those kind of things.
So right across the street, too, we've got a lot of vendors set up here at Jubilee Days in Brandon. If rides aren't your thing and you want to come a little bit of time before the concerts, or I guess probably after the run tomorrow, when did y'all add the vendor piece to it, Butch?
We tried to model after Brandon Day and kind of section off places that people, charge $25 just to get a garbage can, blah, blah, blah. This year we said, enough of that. Just come out here and set up. First come, first serve. Plenty of food to eat over there, plenty of whatnots. You can just walk around the shop. You can go watch a ball game if you'd like, or if you have a child playing ball, you can walk over there, then you get something to eat, then come over to the carnival rides. It's just spend a day.
And the logistics of it all kind of work, too. You have plenty of the parking. You have plenty of police officers or first responders that will help with the crossing. And then you have the big amphitheater and sort of the parking. Y'all really kind of laid this out well.
In between exit 54 and exit 56. So I-20, just fall right in, and you're right there.
What's your favorite ride, Butch, at the carnival?
It used to be the Tilt-A-Whirl. And I did that with my grandson last year, and I kind of said, I think I'm past the Tilt-A-Whirl.
It's so funny, though, the rides, as you mature in age, Butch, those rides do get slimmer and slimmer in what you want. And you realize the thrills of the ups and downs, they don't really bother you that much. It's the round and round and round, the older you get, that you're like, I just can't hold that the way I used to. It's like the Tilt-A-Whirl.
It's just like that stomach says, this is not for me
this
anymore.
This is not for me. But carnival food, that is for you. That's for everybody at any age. Is the good old traditional stuff over there.
Absolutely. Taffy, corn dog on a stick, sausage dog, you name it, it's there.
Because the rides came first to Jubilee Days. I guess it used to be. Did it used to be Brandon Days and turn into Jubilee Days, or did we start with the carnival rides on a Jubilee Day?
Yeah.
How did this all? How many years? I know we're here, but how did this transpire?
For eons of years, there was Brandon Day out of Shallow Park, and that was great. And then all of a sudden, one day, rooftops started falling in, and Cannon Ridge got built out, Easttown got built out, East Glenwick got built out. It just turned into, all of a sudden, you had a lot of people that lived there that was an inconvenience for them to have that many people. Then we had stages set up on a grass soccer field. You catch a rain, and everybody's walking around in mush, and it just kind of turned into not so fun. And the carnival rides the same way. It kind of turned into a not so pleasant an experience. Here, everything's on asphalt for the carnival rides. You don't have any problem with grass in here. It's not infrequent that we catch a little rain, and the rain moves through, cools the concrete off, and we have a great show at night.
Great show at night, and we hope that folks come out not just tonight, but you extended it by a day too this year. So if you missed the rides, I guess trying to remember my days, Butch. Thursday, you've got time to ride. When will it open today? When will everything open? At 5 for riding today. And then if you don't want to come run, but you want to come and shop and ride tomorrow, what time
2.
is it open? 2. And then now you see where I'm going. So y'all added Sunday.
That's right.
What led y'all to add Sunday? Just the folks want
After church, I heard a lot of people say, I wanted to come, but they were playing ball, or I was out of town visiting with the family. So Sunday afternoon has really turned into a nice place too. And this weekend just happens to fall. Saturday and Sunday are just going to be beautiful days.
They are. In fact, in terms of weather, I think it may be a little iffy this afternoon, but that's okay. If you're close enough, you can keep an eye on it and then pick another day. But if Brandon's not your home, this is welcome to everybody. Anybody within driving distance that wants to come out to Jubilee Days, Butch, y'all are welcome, huh?
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, we're welcome you to stick around. And you too, we've got more here at Brandon for Jubilee Days coming up next. SuperTalk.fm, also streaming from that SuperTalk Mississippi app and your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. But if you'd like to watch us, you can do that on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. We are live here in Brandon today for Jubilee Days. It kicked off yesterday, but it's running today and then tomorrow and wrapping things up here on Sunday. So bring the family out for a celebration. You got carnival rides, you've got delicious treats, you've got vendors for shopping, you've got 2 shows lined up, one tonight, one tomorrow night. There's so much things to do. We're continuing our conversation with the mayor of the city of Brandon, Butch Lee, with all the good things that are going on. Now, all the things that are happening today, all the sponsors, all everything is going back into something good as well, and that is the youth councils, the mayor's youth council. So tell us kind of what the background is of the youth council and then the good work that they do throughout the year.
They do, we require they do at least 20 hours of community service every year, and that's things that a lot of people might not be familiar with. If you're a dad and a daughter, though, you've probably been to the Princess Ball. This happens in this year was the 14th year of that, so we'll do it 15 year next year come February. But that, the Christmas parade, the Veterans Day breakfast, so they're serving veterans. We had a mayor's prayer breakfast yesterday morning. Some of them were there helping out with that. So there's a variety of things that they can do, and they build those hours over the year. So if they get to 20 or plus, we like it to be 25 or 30. You know, we encourage them to give. You give them, the more you give in life, the more you get back. So we encourage them to, trying to teach them to be givers. And when they give, if they give that much time, then we kind of hold back, and we hold back $250 a year. And when they get to their senior year, if they do 4 years of that, then that's $1,000 they can use to offset the cost of school. Yeah. Whether that's insurance, whether it's books, whatever it is, you know, we help them. So it's not a way to pay them for community service, but it's a way to encourage their participation and for them to stick with it over the years.
What's the age?
A lot of cities will only take juniors and seniors. We take freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, so they can get 4 years in.
How do they apply for that? What's the application process?
Start at school, and they put an application in. We're rather limited. We take at least 12 every year. So if it gets to be 15, 16, 17, sometimes we'll cut it off at 15. If it gets more than that, we'll kind of quantify it and say you've got to do a personal interview and tell us why you want to do that. What's your commitment? You know,
Good Things is statewide, Butch, so I know there's other communities who have mayor's youth councils. What would you say to the parents listening? Why is it important for our students to get involved in their cities beyond just what's going on in their high schools? We talk about getting involved in high school and within their school, and that's super important. But I love this idea of them also understanding their civic responsibilities or their civic, giving back in a civic way.
They're required to come to a board meeting, sit through a board meeting. We ask them to either pray or do the Pledge of Allegiance. So it's a way, imagine you're a freshman in high school and you come in a room with a board member sitting up here, and you're required to speak. My name is blank, and this is why I'm here. If you would,
and not giggle.
And just it's your first exposure to that, but it's also a social element of being exposed to other people. You know, and other people. It's not your core group of friends that are in here. So you're learning that attribute. You're learning engaging with people that are senior adults in the senior center, veterans, and this kind of thing. How to interact with people on a social level. So we had a young lady this year that decided she wanted to have a coat drive. So we allowed her to do that. I can't remember, 40 kids coach we took down to Stonebridge Elementary, and she probably had another 60 that we took. And so it's just clean out your closets, bring down here, and we have a coat drive. That was of her own volition. Lakin did that. And those things are what we're trying to encourage, to be innovative and think outside the box a little bit.
Well, I also think it's important for our youth to recognize what all goes on to keeping their city clean, or bringing events to their city, or keeping the decisions that are sort of being made, because you know how it is, and this is Good Things, so we're not getting into but people have opinions of a lot of things that happen in their town, and if more people got involved or understood all that it took, there might be some more productive conversations. Would that be a good way of saying things?
Well, we'll have some with vests on this weekend, walking around as safety people and all those rides, just helping keep an eye on kids and things like that. So there's a variety of things that we need help on. So in essence, that 10K is sponsored by the Mayor's Youth Council. They're the ones that I work for, so I work with them to achieve.
And Jubilee Days, which someone just mentioned, has already raised how much for your youth council?
I think it's $11,000.
$11,000. So that's going to go back and do some really good things. And that's what we always promote local here on Good Things, Mayor, and it's not just, yes, eating local and it's shopping local, but when you support your city-led or your Main Street-led events, then you're also turning around and supporting local, and you just don't even sort of realize it. So getting out and coming and being involved in what the cities or the Main Streets are putting on is also very important.
And how appreciative we are of that. So that's going directly to help youth that are here going to high school. Mayor's Prayer Breakfast, we sponsor those tables, and it's just wonderful to see communities supporting the community. That's what it's all about.
So, Mayor, if they're watching over at SuperTalk TV, they know that we're not in the studio today. They can also probably hear the music in the background, but they recognize that we are in the Brandon Amphitheater. Now, I have to be a little biased because I'm a Brandonite, but this is a phenomenal facility. Some wonderful shows come here every year. There's not a bad seat in the house, but this was a long-time dream and vision of the city as well as yours. And a lot of people came together. So what's it like for you to sit here or see all these events and everything sort of come around, it being built, it being finished?
It is the culmination of a lot of sweat equity on behalf of a lot of people. And I've had people visiting us here from Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Clearwater, Florida, wanting to know how we built this thing for the dollar that we built it, because you can't build it that way. So it's for Brandon, it set us apart.
Good. Well, it's definitely set apart in terms of where you go for your entertainment. I know for so many in the surrounding areas, when we see the list comes out or when someone posts, we're like, man, you get to go. You don't have to necessarily drive to one of the larger cities for the level of entertainment that you're looking for. You can come here. And I know, and then too, for people in Mississippi, they're able to do the same thing. They don't have to drive, to Memphis or to whatever to get those caliber kind of events. They're able to see it right here and in the unique sort of environment, which I think is special, and it definitely sets Brandon apart.
If you'd have told me that Rod Stewart was going to be in Brandon, Mississippi, I'd said you're crazy.
But here we go. He is coming has he already come to Brandon? He hasn't. He's coming this summer. I've always wondered how long y'all have known the lineups, and you just sort of keep them hidden or sort of secret, because I know a little bit about booking those events, and they're not just next weekend. They are booked out usually 6 months, a year, if not 2 years, sort of in advance, and so y'all keep those close to your chest until it's time to release them.
You learn that from the folks that help us book these. There's a methodology to it, and it works. And, now they make mistakes, but there's a process that you go through of when you announce shows and when you put them on sale and what tickets and prices are and that kind of thing.
When you were thinking about Butch and the rest of the team around it, about if we build it, they will come, did you have some folks that were like, I don't know if Rod Stewart would come to Brandon, Mississippi, or if some of the other larger Bryants and all the others that sort of come here would come, but yet here they are, they're coming.
And they like it here. And we bring together out here that hospitality that Mississippi has, and I think it really catches some of them off guard. So we had some here that were last week with Stain, and that guy said, they want to come here. Luke Bryan would come here every year if we let him. And it's just, like I say, there's a methodology to it. Encouraged by it. We keep his plate clean as a whistle, keep it operational, and they appreciate the back and what we built for them. So this is built both for the fans out front and for the traveling tour in the back, so it complements them both.
And because you built this first, other things have come from it for the city of Brandon. What has popped up around the amphitheater that probably wouldn't have come if there wasn't a destination for them to seek out, Brandon?
I had a conversation with Walt Maddox, who's the mayor of Tuscaloosa, and he said it's going to take 6 or 8 years. He went through the same thing. Now we've got 2 hotels coming out of the ground. We've got a new grocery store coming out of the ground. Our downtown is coming alive with restaurants. It's just, it's almost like Brandon has made it around the corner. And I tell people today, I can see over the horizon about the things that are about to happen. It's just a wonderful experience to see. We're about to be a 200-year-old city. And to see us go from where we were to where we are just in the last 8 years is incredible.
And I know that you are a man who has a vision, always thinks forward. So you see the things that are coming whenever you get ready, Butch, to let those cats out of the bag. You know where you can come and do that.
You are the lady. The problem with that is when you say it, it's expected. Win.
Well, that's your problem to worry about. I never said when or if. I just said if and when you are ready to do that.
You got it.
You have to be here. But first, people need to come out and enjoy the Jubilee Days. It's kicked off yesterday. You've got a full lineup of rides and events tonight, a full day tomorrow here in Brandon. You also can wrap it up from 2 to 9 on Sunday. If people want to know where to get their tickets and where they get the information on the ride times and all of that, where do they go, Butch?
Our website. Or you can call the Brandon box office. You can call me personally if you'd like.
Well, don't throw that number out there.
Everybody else does. Everybody in Brandon's got it. You don't have it? I'm
I don't want it. No. You guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.